Some of the takeaways are that you can stay in your main job and maybe still make enough money to almost keep up with inflation, and that there's a relatively lower risk than we anticipated of becoming unemployed. Lonnie Golden, Professor of Economics and Labor Human Resources, Penn State Abington. I think there's a big sense of relief that the job market is holding steady. Unemployment is steady. It's not going down, but it's not going up, despite a lot of attention-grabbing headlines about layoffs or lack of hiring. The job growth over the last couple of months has been very healthy. In fact, it's driven mainly by the healthcare and related sectors. Indeed, the last couple of months, the stagnant job market figures were actually revised upward. So the job market has been relatively healthy for most of 2026. So if you're employed in the healthcare sector, if you're looking for jobs that are health related, you'll probably be in pretty good shape in terms of finding opportunities. If you're in social assistance, you'll still see some job opportunities there, despite relatively lower pay in that sector. The pay has been growing as well with the healthy labor market. The downside of that is it's now tracking below the national inflation rate. So relative to inflation, earnings are not quite keeping up, but they're not dragging way far behind. I think most of us are surprised by the healthiness of the job growth in the last couple of months. We were expecting more stagnation in the employment creation or an increase in the unemployment rate based on widespread reports of mass layoffs in certain companies, based on the fact that a few days ago we learned that the hiring rate is not very high, although we also see that the rate of job openings has been stepping up. So it's not too surprising that the level of employment is increasing because there are more job openings. So for the average person, this is a largely positive report. The only downsides are that some people are taking part-time jobs because there's a lack of full-time jobs available. Some people's earnings are not keeping up with the rate of inflation. Part-time employment is a really key component of the employment report to follow. And there are two aspects of it. One, the predominant one is people that are working part-time hours, which our Bureau of Labor Statistics just define as usually working 34 or few hours a week. And the number of people that are holding that for relatively voluntary reasons, like for school, childcare, that's all they want to devote to the labor market, that has been trending upward. And I would say that that is a positive development, because we find in research that people that are working fewer than full-time hours, but they are employed, are the ones that get the maximum well-being effects from employment. The other part of part-time employment that we're concerned about are people that take part-time jobs, that they're seeking full-time but all they could find is part-time, or that they usually work full-time hours defined as 35 or more hours per week, and their employer has been cutting their days or cutting their daily work hours. And that has been a bit elevated over the last year, and that has not been showing signs of coming back down to where it was a year or two ago. I think the report shows that in the coming months, we're not going to expect a giant escalation in unemployment, even if the rate of job creation is not keeping up with this very healthy pace. It would probably continue that a lot of the jobs that do get created will be in healthcare and related type of social assistance sectors. So for people employed in those areas, I think the outlook looks pretty good. For people in construction, for instance, it's going to fluctuate. For people in non-durable manufacturing, that has been coming down. It's been coming back up in the leisure and hospitality job sector. It's been coming back up. So there are some mixed signals, but we don't expect the floor to drop out anytime soon.